Hey, what's up? Stephanie, the English coach here from EnglishFulltime.com. In this video, we are going to do shadowing practice. We're going to work on our pronunciation, natural rhythm, natural intonation, connected speech, and just like the last time I made a video like this, we are going to use an email that I wrote myself and sent to my list of email subscribers back in 2020. Now, 2020, if you don't remember, was a really crazy year for the entire world. That is when the pandemic started and we were all quarantining. We had to stay home. It was just insane. And for me, on a personal level, the year was hard, not just because of the pandemic, but because of so many other things that I was going through at the time. And because it was such a rough year for me, I had to take breaks from my work and I would just disappear entirely for months at a time. And when I sent this email, I really wanted to update my subscribers and tell them and be honest about how I was doing and how I was not doing well, but I was improving. So not only is this going to be really great pronunciation practice for you, but you're also going to encounter lots of good, useful words and expressions and vocabulary that I think you will be able to use yourself when you are talking about rough times in your own life. Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know that linked in the description, I have put a free PDF for you in case you want to print out this email, write in the margins, circle things, highlight things, really dig into the material. Of course, I always recommend students do that because that way you can circle the words that you struggle with, you can underline words that are new for you. It really gets you engaged in the material. And I'm also going to include an audio file. So if you really want to practice the shadowing and work hard, you will be able to listen to that audio file again and again without having to listen to this YouTube video and everything that I say in the video. You'll just be able to listen to the material that you're going to shadow and practice that. Okay, so in just a second, I'm going to start reading the email so you can hear how it sounds. Again, listen to the rhythm, listen to the way I connect words, listen to my intonation, and you want to try and imitate that, okay? You really want to try to match my sounds, match my pace, like how fast I'm reading, match my rhythm, how I'm linking the words together, words that I am lengthening, words that I'm shortening, and the intonation, right? The rise and fall, the melody of the words. And then after I do this reading, I'm going to go over a few of the longer words and break them down for you just in case you're struggling a little bit with the pronunciation. So we'll have like a mini pronunciation lesson at the end of the video. And by the way, I am going to be reading off of my computer screen, which is right below the camera in case it looks funny because I will be looking down a little bit. Okay, let's get started. Where have I been? Hey. When 2020 first started, I said this was gonna be my year. Last year was rough. The year before that wasn't much easier. But this year? This was going to be the year for all things good. Mental well-being, balance, enjoying hobbies, growing the business, going on vacation and leaving my work at home, finally getting control of my bad habits, and living with incredible focus and drive. And well, look at us now, quarantined and locked down around the world, sending memes about toilet paper and standing in line for hours just to get groceries. What a weird world we live in right now. I have no idea what life is like where you live, but if you're practicing social distancing like the rest of us, then chances are you're pretty bored. Me too. But truth be told, I've been practicing social distancing long before it was a buzzword on the news. I was practicing all kinds of distancing, especially social media distancing. Why? Because this year, unfortunately, has been one of the hardest years of my life so far, and it has nothing to do with any kind of virus. I don't want to get into the details, but I'll just say that I was dealing with some serious issues, stuff that sent me into a deep depression, made me lose the will to keep going, and finally had me calling therapists to get help. It's the kind of ugly stuff that no one wants to talk about. It's easier to go through life pretending everything is always peachy, but it's not. And I've never been a pretender. I can't make videos and teach English when I feel awful because people can read my face like a book. I'm as transparent as a window and people can see right through me. So I knew I needed to get myself in check before continuing with my work. It has not been easy. I've had endless stress, migraines, insomnia, and a lot more. And that's weird because it takes a lot to push me over the edge. Anyway, why am I telling you all this? Because I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I am finally smiling again, laughing, and genuinely happy. My drive is coming back, and I'm finally getting back to so many projects that were put on hold, like the new version of Connect and Communicate and the pronunciation course I'm making. I want you to know that we all go through ups and downs. Maybe you are even going through a really difficult time right now. And if you are, just don't give up. There will be light at the end of the tunnel. There are people who love you, and there are people who want to help you. Today, I'm sitting in my new office and getting organized. I just started renting it 2 days ago, and it feels good to finally have a place where I can focus on my work, on helping you. So that's it. I just wanted to let everyone know I'm alive and well, or rather, getting better. And I hope to get back on social media soon. I hope you're doing well and that you are taking advantage of all the downtime to relax and be productive. We'll be in touch. Talk soon, Stephanie. Okay, so there you have it. Now, it's funny because I actually did not end up finishing the new version of Connect and Communicate, although I still plan on doing that. But I moved on to other projects, or I should say, I chose to focus on other projects instead. And I did end up making the pronunciation course. In fact, I made a couple, and the big one is an absolute beast. It's a 12-week program. It's amazing. You should check it out. I'll link it below. But basically, you go from learning the basics of pronunciation, like just the sounds, to how to link them, American rhythm, intonation, connected speech, reductions, all of that. And then you end by really finding your own voice in English and choosing how you want to sound. So it's a really intense program, but I cover absolutely everything that you would ever want to know about pronunciation in general in English, but also speaking and how to speak persuasively and well and eloquently. And again, how to find your voice in English so you can use your voice to represent who you are and want to be in English. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to check out that course. But I also ended up making another course that's called the Amazing American Accent Sound Bank. And all that course is a deep dive on every single sound of my American English. So it's not general American English or anything like that. It's based entirely on the sounds that I use in my accent. And I did this course because I realized some students really need to dig very deeply into each individual sound to understand it and train their ears to hear the sound correctly, because if you can hear it correctly, then you can imitate it correctly. So I'll leave a link to that course below as well. Now let's go back to the email, and I want to focus on a few different words, and I'm just going to say them slowly, and I want you to listen to how I pronounce each syllable so that you can imitate and, of course, use this pronunciation when you are shadowing as well. So the first word we have is incredible. Incredible. Okay? Incredible. Double. Credible. Creda. Bull. Incredible. Next we have quarantined. Quar. Quarin, in, teened, quarantined. Next, unfortunately, 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 unfortunately. Next, therapists. This one is a little bit tricky because of the ending. You have the sts, so an S and then a TS. Therapists. Therapists. Next, transparent, transparent. So you have the word parent in there, like I am a parent. Transparent, transparent, parent, transparent. Next, genuinely, you, genuine, genuinely. So that is it. I have so much for you in this video. I hope you take advantage of it. I hope you learn something and have fun practicing. I know that the topic of this email is a little bit sad and depressing, but it's based on my real life. And again, life is tough sometimes, okay? We all have ups and downs. So I wanted to choose something that I felt you could relate to. Don't forget that you can download the PDF so you can read it yourself, practice reading it out loud. You're also going to get the audio file of me reading the email. That way you can just listen to that over and over and over again and shadow and repeat that. And another really great thing that you can do with this email if you print it out is you can actually highlight different words and phrases that you want to use in your life. I'll just run through this email again real fast and I will point out some of the ones that I think could be useful for you. And you can ask yourself, hey, do I use these words? Do I use these phrases? Because if you don't, make a note of it, highlight them, and you can start using them. So for example, mental well-being, okay? Mental well-being. Getting control of my bad habits. Getting control of my bad habits. We're all working on that right now, right? All of us together, I'm sure. Standing in line for hours. Standing in line for hours, right? I'm sure you've had to stand in line for hours before. Then we have, I don't want to get into the details. Okay. There will be times where people will ask you something and you might want to say, hey, I don't want to get into the details of this, but something else. I don't want to get into the details. Next, dealing with some serious issues, The will to keep going, Stuff that no one wants to talk about, okay? Stuff that no one wants to talk about. See how there are so many phrases you can literally grab from this email and you can use them in the next conversation you have in English when you talk about things that are a little bit more personal. Okay, in this part here where I said I've never been a pretender, this is so true. I have always been like this ever since I was a kid. Like if I'm sad, I cry. If I'm happy, I laugh. I don't hide anything. I can't hide anything. Literally bottled up emotions inside of me is no, that's a no. No go. I can't. I will literally explode. But I know some people are not like that at all. Some people are able to keep it in and keep a straight face and keep going on with life and everything like that. So my question for you down below, if you care to share, what kind of person are you? Are you the kind like me where you're like, I can't pretend if I'm mad, I'm mad? Or are you the kind of person that's like, no, I prefer to keep a straight face and keep my emotions private and deal with it, I don't know, like on my own so that people around me don't see what I'm going through. So what is your way of dealing with these things? Okay. Oh, another phrase. It has not been easy. Okay. Stress, migraines, insomnia. I'm sure we've all gone through that at one point. So you need to know these words and how to say them, right? Oh, finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That's a good one. Going through ups and downs. That's another one. Okay, so like I said, there's lots of useful vocabulary and phrases and expressions in this email. So I hope you have a fun time practicing everything. And finally, I want to let you know that I have some other free resources on my website that can really help you with your pronunciation. I have a 7-day pronunciation challenge that is completely free. It has over 8 hours of pronunciation training with me inside of it. Videos where you can just watch them and I'm explaining and I'm teaching and I'm talking and I'm going over different sounds and linking and all kinds of things. Mindset work too, which is really important when it comes to pronunciation. So that is a 7-day free challenge. You sign up, it's all automated. Each day the challenge material will come to your inbox, okay? And then I also have an IPA guide that's really helpful if you want to study all of the individual sounds that I use in English, but quickly, okay? And that is it. I really hope you enjoyed the lesson. Feel free to watch it as many times as you need in order to really start understanding and hearing how the connected speech works. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video.